Here's the thing about the way we talk to ourselves. It shapes everything. The voice in your head isn't just background noise, it's the narrator of your life. Most people don't realize how powerful it is. It tells you what's possible, what's not, who you are, and who you can become. For 3 days, I want you to try something different. Speak to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you care about deeply, someone you believe in, someone you want to see thrive. When you wake up in the morning, instead of letting your first thought be about how tired you feel or what went wrong yesterday, start with a declaration. Tell yourself you're capable. Tell yourself today is a chance. The way you talk to yourself shapes your beliefs and possibilities more than you might realize. Every thought, every internal dialogue is like a seed planted in the soil of your mind. Over time, those seeds grow into the beliefs you hold about yourself and the world around you. It's not just an abstract idea, it's something deeply rooted in how our brains work. Thoughts repeated enough times become patterns, and those patterns turn into habits of thinking. They influence your confidence, your actions, and ultimately your results. Imagine the voice in your head as a constant companion. It's always there, commenting, interpreting, and analyzing everything you do. Now, consider how that voice speaks to you on a daily basis. Is it supportive? Is it encouraging? Or is it critical and dismissive? Many people are harsher on themselves than they would ever be on someone else. They replay their mistakes, dwell on their perceived shortcomings, and talk themselves out of opportunities. Over time, this kind of self-talk creates a mindset that limits what they believe is possible. For example, when you repeatedly tell yourself, "I'm not good at this," your brain starts to accept it as a truth. It stops looking for evidence to the contrary and begins to filter out opportunities to prove otherwise. You avoid challenges that could help you grow because you've convinced yourself that failure is inevitable. And when you avoid those challenges, you miss the chance to gain the skills and experience that would actually make you better. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, consider what happens when your self-talk is empowering. If you tell yourself, "I'm learning, and I can improve," you shift your focus from limitations to possibilities. Instead of avoiding challenges, you see them as opportunities to grow. When you make a mistake, you view it as a step in the process rather than a reflection of your worth. This mindset opens doors that a critical voice would have slammed shut. The fascinating thing about self-talk is that it doesn't just reflect your beliefs, it actively shapes them. Neuroscience shows that the brain is incredibly adaptive. When you think a certain way, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with those thoughts. Positive, supportive self-talk builds pathways that make optimism and resilience your default modes of thinking. Negative, critical self-talk does the opposite, reinforcing doubt and fear. The good news is that these pathways can be changed. It starts with awareness. Most of the time, self-talk operates in the background, unnoticed. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself throughout the day. Catch yourself when your internal dialogue turns critical or self-defeating. Instead of letting those thoughts run unchecked, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is there another way to look at this? Often you'll find that the harshest criticisms you give yourself are based on assumptions, not facts. Replacing negative self-talk with positive alternatives takes practice. It might feel awkward or forced at first, especially if you're used to being hard on yourself. But just like learning any new skill, it becomes more natural over time. Start small. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never figure this out," try reframing it as, "This is tough, but I'll keep trying until I get it." When you think, "I'm so bad at this," replace it with, "I'm working on this and I'm getting better every day." This isn't about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring challenges. It's about being honest with yourself in a way that builds you up rather than tearing you down. Constructive self-talk acknowledges difficulties without letting them define you. It recognizes your flaws but balances them with your strengths. It focuses on what you can do rather than what you can't. The impact of this shift is profound. When you talk to yourself in a way that supports your growth, you create a mindset that's open to learning and resilience. You begin to see setbacks as temporary and challenges as opportunities. You start to believe in your ability to adapt and improve, which makes you more willing to take risks and pursue your goals. This belief, in turn, leads to actions that create better outcomes, reinforcing your confidence in yourself. Think about how you would speak to a close friend who's struggling or doubting themselves. You wouldn't tell them they're not good enough or that they should give up. You remind them of their strengths, their past successes, and their ability to overcome obstacles. You'd encourage them to keep going, to try again, and to believe in themselves. Imagine the difference it would make if you offered that same encouragement to yourself. Your self-talk also affects how others see you. Confidence is contagious, and so is self-doubt. When you speak to yourself in a way that builds your confidence, it shows in your posture, your tone, and your actions. People are drawn to those who believe in themselves, and they're more likely to believe in you, too. On the other hand, if your self-talk is filled with doubt and criticism, it can undermine your ability to connect and inspire others. It's important to remember that this isn't about perfection. No one has perfectly positive self-talk all the time. The goal isn't to eliminate every negative thought, but to create a balance where the positive outweighs the negative. When a critical thought arises, don't let it spiral. Counter it with something constructive. Over time, you'll notice a shift not just in the way you think, but in the way you feel and act. Changing your self-talk won't solve every problem, but it will change the way you approach them. It will give you the courage to take the first step, the resilience to keep going when things get tough, and the perspective to see setbacks as part of the journey rather than the end of the road. The voice in your head is your constant companion. Make it one that cheers you on rather than holding you back. Speak to yourself with the kindness and encouragement you'd offer someone you care about deeply. We all have moments where we feel low, where we face challenges or doubts that make us question our abilities. In these moments, we often turn to others for support, seeking out the comfort and understanding that can help us push through. However, we rarely offer ourselves the same level of compassion and encouragement. Instead, we allow our inner voice to be critical, harsh, and dismissive. It's easy to forget that the same kindness we give others is the very thing we need to give ourselves, especially when things aren't going the way we want. Imagine for a moment that the person you care about the most, maybe it's a best friend, a family member, or a mentor, is going through a difficult time. How would you speak to them? You wouldn't belittle them or criticize them for their struggles. Instead, you'd offer support, understanding, and words of encouragement. You'd remind them of their strengths, of the times they've overcome challenges before, and of the potential they have to get through this one as well. You'd help them refocus on the bigger picture and encourage them to keep moving forward, knowing that setbacks are temporary and growth takes time. You'd show them compassion and patience because you know that this moment doesn't define who they are or what they are capable of. Now ask yourself, why is it so easy to offer this support to others, but so difficult to offer it to yourself? In many ways, the voice we hear in our heads is shaped by how we perceive ourselves. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we need to be perfect, that any mistake or failure is a reflection of our inadequacy. But the truth is, we are all human, and humans are inherently flawed. We all have weaknesses, we all make mistakes, and we all face obstacles. That's part of the process of growth and progress. We learn through doing, through failing, and through trying again. But if we're constantly critical of ourselves during this journey, we prevent ourselves from learning and growing in the healthiest way possible. Think about it. If you spoke to your best friend the way you speak to yourself, would they feel supported or discouraged? Would they feel empowered or defeated? More likely than not, they'd feel small, unimportant, or like they're not good enough. This is how many of us speak to ourselves, especially when things don't go as planned. We focus on the negative aspects, on what went wrong, rather than acknowledging the effort, progress, and resilience that are required to keep going. If we would never talk to someone we care about in such a hurtful way, why would we allow ourselves to be subjected to it? The way we speak to ourselves profoundly impacts our mental and emotional well-being. If we continuously criticize ourselves, we reinforce the belief that we aren't good enough, capable enough, or deserving of success. We internalize that negativity and it becomes harder to break free from it. But when we choose to speak to ourselves with kindness, we open the door to a healthier, more constructive mindset. Kind self-talk is about being patient and understanding with yourself, acknowledging that mistakes and setbacks don't diminish your worth or potential. It's about encouraging yourself to try again, to take the next step, and to believe in the possibility of success even when the road ahead feels uncertain. When you speak to yourself with kindness, you create an environment where growth can thrive. You allow room for mistakes and imperfections, and you encourage yourself to keep going despite them. This type of self-talk fosters resilience because it helps you build the emotional strength needed to weather life's challenges. It reminds you that failure isn't the end, it's simply a part of the process. And just like you would reassure a friend that they can learn from their mistakes and keep moving forward, you reassure yourself that the same is true for you. One of the most powerful aspects of kind self-talk is that it acknowledges your humanity. It recognizes that you are not perfect, and that's okay. It recognizes that mistakes are not a reflection of your character, but an opportunity for growth. When you approach yourself with compassion, you create a sense of safety within yourself. You allow yourself to be vulnerable, to try without the fear of harsh judgment, and to continue evolving without the weight of unrealistic expectations. This safe, supportive internal dialogue gives you the emotional foundation needed to reach for your goals, take risks, and face challenges with confidence. To truly practice kind self-talk, it's important to be mindful of the language you use. Pay attention to the words you choose when you're speaking to yourself. Are they filled with blame and shame? Or are they filled with understanding and encouragement? Start by replacing critical language with more supportive phrases. For example, instead of saying, "I messed up, I'm terrible at this," try saying, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from this and do better next time." Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," try thinking, "I'm doing my best and that's all I can do right now." This small shift in language can have a profound impact on how you view yourself and your ability to succeed. It's also important to remember that kind self-talk doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses or avoiding accountability. It simply means approaching yourself with the same understanding and support you would offer someone you care about. It's about recognizing that you have room to improve. But that doesn't make you any less worthy of success, happiness, or self-love. In fact, self-compassion allows you to grow more effectively because it removes the fear of failure and the pressure to be perfect. You give yourself permission to make mistakes, to learn, and to keep moving forward with a sense of purpose. In times of difficulty, when your confidence is shaken or you feel discouraged, it can be incredibly powerful to remember that you have the ability to be your own source of comfort and encouragement. You don't need to rely solely on others to lift you up. You can be that source for yourself. Speaking to yourself with kindness and compassion not only helps you navigate tough times, but it also strengthens your sense of self-worth and your ability to achieve your goals. So, treat yourself with the same love and encouragement you would give to the people you care about most, and watch as you begin to build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Begin each day with affirmations of your capability and focus on opportunities. How you start your day has a profound impact on how you approach the rest of it. The first thoughts you have when you wake up set the tone for the entire day. If you wake up already consumed by worries, doubts, or a sense of overwhelm, it becomes much harder to face the challenges ahead with confidence and clarity. On the other hand, if you begin your day with affirmations that focus on your strengths and potential, you are giving yourself a solid foundation from which to tackle whatever comes your way. When you wake up, your mind is like a blank slate, and it's easy to let your initial thoughts spiral into negative or limiting patterns. You might immediately start thinking about everything you have to do, the challenges you face, or the things you didn't accomplish yesterday. This kind of thinking can create stress and anxiety, leaving you feeling defeated before the day even begins. But what if, instead of allowing these negative thoughts to take over, you intentionally fill your mind with affirmations that remind you of your strengths, abilities, and potential? What if you took control of your first thoughts of the day and used them to empower yourself rather than drag yourself down? Starting your day with affirmations isn't about denying the difficulties you may face or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what's within your control and what you can do. It's about reminding yourself that you are capable, resilient, and resourceful, no matter what challenges come your way. This shift in perspective can be a game changer. When you affirm your capability, you create a mental framework that encourages positive action, adaptability, and problem solving. Affirmations are simple statements that reflect the truth of who you are and what you are capable of. They don't need to be elaborate or complex, but they should be meaningful and personal to you. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," you might say, "I am capable of handling whatever comes my way today." Instead of thinking, "I don't have the energy to get through this day," you could say, "I have the energy and focus I need to succeed today." These affirmations shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, from limitations to possibilities. It's important to make these affirmations a daily habit. When you repeat them each morning, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and worthy of success. Just like any other habit, the more you practice positive self-talk and affirmations, the more natural it becomes. Over time, your brain starts to internalize these positive beliefs, and you begin to approach the day with a sense of confidence and optimism. This mindset shift isn't just about feeling good, it's about setting the stage for productive, focused action. The power of affirmations lies in their ability to change your mindset. When you affirm your capability, you are telling yourself that you are prepared for whatever comes your way. This doesn't mean that everything will always go according to plan or that you won't face difficulties. But when you start your day with affirmations, you are programming yourself to face challenges with resilience. You remind yourself that you have the ability to adapt, to learn, and to grow from every experience. Instead of feeling defeated by obstacles, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth. Focusing on opportunities is also an essential part of starting your day with affirmations. When you focus on the opportunities that lie ahead, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Instead of waking up feeling like you have too much to do and not enough time or energy, you can choose to see each day as a new chance to learn, to connect, and to move closer to your goals. Opportunities are all around you, whether it's a new project at work, a chance to improve a skill, or an opportunity to connect with someone who can help you grow. By focusing on these opportunities, you open yourself up to the possibilities of what the day can bring. Sometimes we get so caught up in our to-do lists and responsibilities that we overlook the opportunities that come with each task. If you start your day with the mindset that every challenge you face is an opportunity in disguise, you begin to see things differently. Perhaps a difficult task is an opportunity to sharpen your problem-solving skills, or maybe a challenging conversation is an opportunity to learn how to communicate more effectively. When you shift your focus from problems to opportunities, you begin to embrace the day with a sense of curiosity and excitement. Each task becomes a stepping stone towards growth, rather than an obstacle to overcome. Starting your day with affirmations of capability and a focus on opportunities also helps to build resilience. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. There will be days when things don't work out the way you hoped, when you face setbacks, or when things feel harder than usual. In these moments, it can be easy to slip into self-doubt or to feel discouraged. But when you begin your day with affirmations of your capability, you remind yourself that you are resilient and that you can handle whatever comes your way. Even on the tough days, these affirmations serve as a reminder that you have the strength and resources to keep going, no matter what challenges arise. Another important aspect of starting your day with affirmations is that it helps you establish a sense of purpose and direction. When you affirm your capability and focus on opportunities, you are reminding yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. Whether it's your career, your personal goals, or your relationships, affirmations help you stay connected to your deeper motivations. This sense of purpose gives you the energy and focus you need to stay on track, even when distractions or setbacks try to pull you off course. It's easy to get bogged down by the day-to-day grind, to forget why you're putting in the effort, or to feel like your hard work is going unnoticed. But when you start your day with affirmations, you reconnect with your deeper purpose. You remind yourself of your why, the reason you're putting in the work, taking risks, and striving for growth. This sense of purpose helps you stay grounded and motivated no matter what the day brings. Affirmations also help you maintain a positive mindset throughout the day. When you start your morning with affirmations, you are setting the tone for the rest of the day. Even when challenges arise or things don't go as planned, you've already planted the seed of positivity in your mind. This positive mindset allows you to approach obstacles with a sense of calm and optimism, knowing that you have the tools and mindset to overcome them. Starting your day with affirmations of capability and focusing on opportunities is a simple yet powerful practice that can have a profound impact on your life. It sets the tone for a productive, positive day, boosts your confidence, and helps you stay resilient in the face of challenges. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and the more empowered you feel to take on whatever comes your way. Affirmations remind you that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, and that every day is an opportunity for growth.